This is the second part of the video where I'm going to show you how to create a PST file and how to create rules in Outlook and a couple of tips and tricks. So if you haven't seen my previous video on how to configure a POP or IMAP account in Gmail, you can just see the description for the link for that video. So this is a continuation for that video. So let's go and start the video. Okay, so this is a Outlook where I have configured my Gmail account. So to start with, how we can create a new PST file. As if some of the customers or some of the mailboxes will have limitations. So if you have configured an Office 365 or an IMAP email account with a limited space, then there are chances like your mailbox is going to run out of space. In that scenario, you will have to create a local PST file to save your emails down to the PST file. So let me show you how to create a PST file. Just go to File and click on Account Settings. So here it will open up this email account settings where the same email account settings can be opened from the control panel as well. Just go to the control panel and Mail where you can open the same control panel and Mail. So this will also open up the same part where you click on the email account. So this is a part where it opens when you click on account settings in the Outlook. Okay, so let me go back to the email accounts. Yeah, here you have a data file. So you can just add a data file and give it a name. So test data file I'm just giving. Okay, and click OK. That's it. Click OK. You have your test data file automatically created on your Outlook. So you can what you can do is you can just create whatever folders you want. So you say Google, and I just can move the files directly to Google. Okay. Also, so you can also set archiving rules for your inbox. When I say archiving rules, what happens is like so you want your mails to be in the mail server for 14 days or something, and after that you move it to your PST file. So in the previous video I've told about how to delete the mail from the server after 14 days. So this is not the same scenario. It will not delete the mail from the mail server, but from your local copy it will just move on to the other folder. So if it is a POP3, if it is an IMAP or an Office 365, yes, it will move that mail from your mail server to the local PST folder after so many days. So you have your global archiving rules, as well as you can set your own archiving rules for each folders. Any of the folders, what you will have to do, you can just go to right click on that folder and go to properties and click on auto archive. Okay, so this is the default auto archive settings where any folders which are more than 6 months old or something, it will move to it will create a new archive folder named archive.pst and move it there rather than moving into the test data file. Okay, so I'm not going to change anything here, so just cancel, and I would say archive this folder using these settings. So I'm going to specify my own settings for this folder for archival. I would say within 1 month, every 1 month, older mails, just move my mails to my PST file which I have just created. So what happens, any to the inbox, any mail comes in, it will be there in inbox for 1 month. After 1 month, it will automatically get moved to my test data file. Okay, and so I just click on apply. Okay, so that's done. So once so we'll check whether the archiving is working or not. I don't have any emails which are more than 1 month, so but again I can show you how it works. So just click on the file and cleanup tools, archive, select. So here also you can archive according to your setting. For example, you can actually archive inbox or any folder, and you can also specify if you want to archive the mails more than older than any date, okay, and which is the archive folder you want to set. Okay, so it will always it will select the archive.pst as the default archive file. So I would say archive all folders according to their auto archive setting, because we have set inbox for auto archival, and I'll just click OK. So it will create an archive. If you can see, there is an archive which automatically gets created because we have set auto archive settings for inbox only to go to test data file. Okay, so once you can see here archiving in progress and what is it archiving. So once it comes to inbox, it automatically creates an inbox under test data file. We can wait for that. See once the archiving of inbox started, it just created an inbox folder. As I don't have any emails which are more than 1 month old, it just it will be blank. There is no mail come here, and it also created an archive folder because according to the default archive settings, to save all the folders which are not specified to go to any specified PST files. Okay, so that's how you create an archival or a PST file. And in case if you want to back up the PST file, you can just go to account settings, okay, and data files, and click on the data file and click on open file location. So this will open the file location where the PST file is saved. See, this is my primary PST file, this is a test data file which I have created, and this is your default archive PST file. So whichever file you want to copy, you can just copy out to any other machines as a backup. Before copying, you make sure that the Outlook is closed, otherwise it will not allow you to copy. Okay, so that's how you create a PST file and configure archival. So another option, so let me send an email to my from my test account. I'll just create an email, whether it's ID and test and send. Okay, so I should be receiving that email. So once if you want to keep the send and receive update folder, it should receive the email in some time. So ideally, so you see here, I got technical savvy, and I got the test email. Okay, so by default, the send and receive settings will be set to I think 30 minutes. So you can change that. To change the send and receive to send and receive in lesser frequency, you can just go to file, click on options, okay, and advanced. Okay, here also you can set the auto archive settings the same way what we have done from the inbox. So we have done it from the folder directly. You can do the same from here, auto archive settings. So you can click on send and receive here, and you can see the time here. Okay, you can just reduce it to 5 minutes or something, so that every 5 minutes it will check for mail from the mail server. Okay, click OK. So that is one of the way to reduce the frequency of downloading mails. Okay, and now I'm going to set up a rule stating that if anything comes from Tech Savvy, okay, go to my PST file. I have created a folder. You can have the same folder either in the same PST file, and you can point it there, or you can go to the PST file as well. So I'm just going to show you. I created a folder, TechSavvy. I want all my mails coming to this inbox automatically go to this TechSavvy folder. Okay. For that, you just right click on email, go to rules, okay, and create rule. Say from Let's IT, okay, move to this folder, select which folder you want to move that email to, click OK. Okay, click OK, and it will ask whether I want to run that rule now. Click run. Okay, and that's it. It moves here. Next time onwards, whenever I want to send an email, it automatically moves to the TechSavvy folder. I'll show you that. Also, here the same rules we can create from here. Manage rules and alert. So here you can create a rule with lot of options. Currently the rule which we created just now, it's here from people or public group, from Let's IT. See, and move it to TechSavvy folder. Okay. So here you can lot of options where the conditions you can specify, where there is a specific word in the subject, through a specified account, send only to me. All these things you can go through all these options and see what all options you want to select and create rules according to that. Okay. So this is how you manage the rules and rules here. So I have just created a basic rule telling that okay, if whatever comes from Let's IT, move to this TechSavvy folder. Okay, let's see if that works. Just I'm going to send another email again. See. I just sent an email. Go to Outlook. I do a send and receive. And then come. Okay. If you see here, the TechSavvy folder got updated. Okay. You just got the email. So it never comes to the inbox. It comes to the inbox, but as soon as it comes to the inbox, the rule runs and move that file or that mail to this TechSavvy folder. That's how you create the rules for moving emails. Another small trick is to create an appointment or a calendar. So you want to follow up this email or this Outlook email. You just want to have a follow-up after say today 3 o'clock you want to reply this email or just want to call a customer. So you can set up directly from here. Okay, either you can go right click and follow up, add a reminder. Okay, and you can set the time where you want to click have a reminder. Once that time comes, it will give you a pop-up stating that okay, you want to do this. Or you can create an appointment with this one. It's very easy. You just drag and drop this to the calendar and it will open up a appointment. See, and you can set up the time and all those stuff and just save it. Save. At that time it will pop you up for the appointment meeting. So that is one thing. Another one, how to create a signature. Okay, you can create your signature same from the options, mail and signatures. Here you can have multiple signatures. Okay, you can create whatever signature you want for different emails. You can use that, and once you create a signature name, you just put whatever signature you want or whatever content you want in your signature here. Even if it is a JPG or an image or anything, you can just copy and paste it here and format it as you need. Once it is done, you can also specify which signature you want to specify for messages. For example, if you want you use Let's IT for all your new messages, you can select that. Replies and forwards, if you want to select another one, you can do that, or if you want to use the same thing, you can do that. So I selected Let's IT for both replies and forwards. Click OK. Click OK. Now if I go and create a new email, see, you have the signature here. It's the same thing. If I want to reply to this email, you have the signature here. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks a lot. If you like this video, just subscribe and like, and I'll be adding up more videos on tips and tricks on multiple things in Windows and troubleshooting part. Till then, bye.